Hey everyone, welcome to the Once Upon an Island questions and answers. Your questions, my answers. And today I'm going to be answering some questions that you all gave me when I asked for them a few weeks ago on social media. So let's get started. The first question comes from Squidman. They ask, what's your guilty pleasure season of Survivor? Like a season not many people like, but you personally really enjoy. So this might become a little controversial, but I like Survivor Edge of Extinction. In hindsight, I love the narrative arc of Rick Devens and him being built up to be the obvious runaway winner to lose to a guy that he helps make it to the end. While many people might not like the plot twist of Chris Underwood coming back, I think that actually it makes for a fun narrative season, but a season I would only want to see one time. Jess Coran asks, what was the first season of Survivor you watched and what aspect of the show made you keep watching? The first season I ever watched, I believe, was the Australian Outback. I mean, I vividly remember it, but I know I watched Borneo as well. I just don't know if I watched it afterwards. And with the Australian Outback, of course, I was rooting for Colby at the time. I kept watching until I believe Fiji, when I graduated high school, moved out of my house and got a job. Then in 2016, I got rehooked on the show and watching Ko Wrong, and I just loved the characters and the strategy. Really, what gets me so rooted in Survivor is the characters. Strategy is fun, but really characters keep me coming back again and again. So after Ko Wrong, I went and binged pretty much every season, realizing how much I truly loved this game and its storytelling. Isabella Foy, do you prefer seasons with an entire tribe of returnees or seasons with captains? So I personally prefer, if they're going to do a season with any returnees, that they just do an entire returnee season. Or at the very least, if they're going to do like a fans versus favorites, of course, put all the returnees in one tribe. I do think that the fans versus favorites format could work and the fans not be so devastated by the favorites, but I believe maybe it would take a twist like they did on Fiji, where the fans get some more gear than the favorites, like a nicer camp, and that could be useful in making it a bit more even. Also, of course, casting real fans helps. Yay Hoot S asks, do you think recruits are necessary for a season of Survivor? No, I don't think they're necessary to a season of Survivor, but I do think recruits add a lot of flavor that we don't even realize that they do most of the time. But I think a lot of us would be surprised by how many great characters come from recruits. I do, however, think that anyone who has played on Survivor should be required to watch 3 seasons of the show. Those 3 seasons being Tocantins, Cagayan, and David vs. Goliath. That way they know what a good season looks like and they emulate that. The Soul Survivor asks, who do you find more entertaining, Coach, Tyson, or James? That is a crazy question to think about. I never thought about comparing. I thought about comparing to Coach and Tyson, but never James to the two. But if I had to pick, Coach has provided the most entertainment for me personally. All 3 players have had like one amazing season under their belt, but I feel like Coach and his delusions of grandeur far exceed Tyson and James when they've come back to Survivor. Dear I Am asks, if you're comfortable with sharing, what did you do prior to creating the Once Upon an Island YouTube channel? So that's a great question. Of course, I could talk about from my birth, but I won't do that. Prior to Once Upon an Island, I was in the Navy for 7 years. And after those 7 years, I got out of the Navy to pursue making films to glorify God. It was a big leap of faith that I realized God was telling me to do in 2012, but I didn't really trust him until later when I got out of the Navy in 2016. I ended up graduating with a bachelor's in film in 2019, so 3 years after I got out. And along the way, I created a YouTube channel prior to this one called Christian Nutrition, which is all about VeggieTales that I ran for about 3.5 years from 2015 to early 2019 as a way of giving myself some sort of film related work to do in order to hone my craft. It was not as successful as this channel, and if you look at the first video on that channel and compare it to one of the last videos, you can see the huge steps forward that were made. It was a great learning experience, and unless you're a fan of VeggieTales, I really don't recommend going to it. It's not probably your speed, but if you like VeggieTales, check it out, I guess. Now, this channel was bred from a few inspirations, those being my love of Survivor and storytelling. Peridium actually had done a few story videos based on Big Brother characters. And of course, Rob Has a Podcast, because at this point, who has not been inspired by Rob Has a Podcast with their Survivor content? And also, I really wanted to not be so dependent on my day job for income. I do plan on making this channel my full-time job as soon as it is sustainable, but for now, it's just a part-time endeavor. However, you may have asked, what about all those films that you got out of the Navy to make? Well, actually, I have created 7 comedic short films and 2 short documentaries between 2016 and 2020. And as soon as this question and answer session is done, I will play them all for you in this video back to back to back. As I mentioned, all the short films are comedies, and one documentary is about the water filtering issue in Peru that they currently have, and I went there and helped with back before Corona in February of 2020. And the other documentary is about this lady named Joyce who has worked at a daycare local to me for over 40 years since it began. One day in the near future, I do plan on using my filmmaking talents to do something with Survivor, not with CBS, unless of course they contact me, just about Survivor and about the players in Survivor. But for now, I'm gonna keep mum on the subject, but just know that there's been something I've been working on for about 7 months now. Well, anyways, everyone, thanks for sending in your questions. I'll definitely do this again if you guys liked it. I'm gonna play those 9 films back to back to back right as soon as I'm done talking. The first 2 films are the ones I recommend watching the most. They're called Wealth, Fame, and Love and Greatest Short Film Ever. They kind of go back to back as they are pretty much sequels to each other, and they both came out in 2019. I guess they both can't be sequels to each other. That would be ridiculous. But they're my favorite films. They're the ones I think I've done the best job making. And then after that, I'll play the rest of the films in pretty much chronological order. So I hope you stick around for at least the first 2. And if you watch all 9, whoa, bro. Thank you for watching this channel and subscribing, liking, and commenting. It really does mean a lot. It really does help this channel grow. And as you may have noticed, I do read all of the comments and I respond to quite a few of them. So thank you guys again, and let's watch the films.
How have you been, old chap?
Flabbergasted, Duncan. Flabbergasted. I've been reading this book all last night.
You Americans always are so braggadocious about the little things.
I'm not bragging about reading a book. Okay, a little bit. But honestly, this book has completely changed my life.
That seems a bit dodgy. Let me take a gander at it. I must say, it does seem a bit exciting. Kind of throws a spanner in the works when it comes to living life.
That's the best part. We can have it all.
Why didn't they tell us this at church then?
I don't know, but today I'm changing my life around.
Well, can I start changing your life by getting you something to drink, sir?
A large cup of coffee with 7 creamers and 7 sugars, please.
All right, I'll have to write out for you.
So, your usual order then, Mr. Life Changer?
Tomorrow, I'm changing my life.
I don't profit from the Lord, I profit for the Lord. See, for a suggested donation of $200 or more, you too can unlock the financial blessings of heaven. It will be shaken down. It will be pressed together. Can I hear it? Can I hear it? Can I get a witness? Yes. And it will be overflowing from your bosom.
$200 is all I have, but hallelujah! I'll be instantly overflowing with God's blessings!
You have to get out of your own way. You have to unlock the
Is it just me, or does it feel like I'm never seeing my money again?
Mercy me, it's a new day. I may not be rich, but if I were to become famous,
And the overwhelming wealth will just come naturally.
success!
Winston, I'm not sure this book is actually Christian, at least not in the biblical sense.
Then why would they be selling it at the Christian bookstore? It's where I got it.
I see your point.
Well, nice to see you two again, though a bit more quiet than usual. What can I get you out today?
True love.
Well, I don't think we have that on the menu.
Wow. Now I know why Solomon had 700 wives. 'Cause he never met you.
What?
Is it hot in here, or is it just the Holy Spirit burning inside of you?
Where in the book is this?
Excuse me?
I was reading in the book of Numbers last night, and I realized something. I don't have yours.
Okay. I see what's going on here. You assumed that because my name is Ruth and I work in a Christian coffee shop that I'm a Christian, and since you know some cheesy Christian pickup lines that I'd fall for your wit.
And?
Keep walking, Joshua, but you won't knock down my wall.
Oh God, why? Why don't I have wealth, fame, and true love?
Our passion is too strong.
I just can't go on abandon me, Boris, will you?
We must win. Immediately. It would be better than continuing on with this burning desire.
I love you, Luke.
I love you too,
Hello.
Winston, I haven't seen you since you acted like a daft cow.
Darkness has consumed me, Duncan.
It'll be alright, old chap. Just meet me at the cafe here in a jiffy and we can talk about it.
Life is over. Nothing makes sense. Everything is meaningless.
Whatever you say, King Solomon. Meet me at the cafe in 10 minutes.
Oh, my eyes!
How have you been, Winston?
Not great, Duncan.
Not great.
Well, this book is not the bee's knees you proclaimed it to be.
How so?
Have you actually read any of the verses it uses in context? They aren't about getting rich, popular, and beloved by all.
What?
The author took those verses out of biblical context and twisted them to become what he wanted. It's all rubbish.
But why would anyone do that?
For their own wealth, status, and love that they get when people buy and read these books. It's classic prosperity gospel.
Great. That's great. So who am I supposed to trust now?
Well, old chap, if something ever seems off, you can always read it in the Bible for yourself or ask Pastor Paul. But I can tell you one thing for sure. Following Christ is not all about improving yourself. It's about knowing God and becoming more like Him.
I guess it does make sense that we need to have our focus on God and not ourselves.
Spot on!
Well, hello again. Has it been 40 years already?
I'll take a mocha latte to go.
To go.
Yeah. I have an idea.
A true bogro.
You know, I have no idea what you're saying half the time.
Sounds like you don't know your onions.
Okay, now I know you're just making things up. I need to go back to the coffee shop.
Why?
Ruth was flirting with me!
Course she was, you ninny.
know you already said no once, but call me Joshua, because I'm gonna break down the walls of your heart.
Are you asking me out?
You and me, we're just like loaves and fishes. We might be a miracle together.
Okay, you know that we do have to speak normally to each other for me to consider you serious?
What about my puns? Is it a sin to say that you stole my heart? Yes, I'm asking you out.
Saturday at 7. And for something nice.
Wait a second. The 7th day of the week at 7? Do I live in a Christian film where everything ends perfectly? My heart's on fire. You're my desire. I need you. I need you. You told me to run, and I would not fall. You told me to dance, so I'll give you my all.
Oh, hello there. My name is Winston Churchill. And no, I have absolutely no relation to the Winston Churchill you're thinking of. My last name only has one L. Thank you very much. I come from a completely boring, ordinary family. My wife, her name is Ruth. A marvelous woman, really. She comes from a very interesting family. Well, her parents are such devout Christians that everybody in their family has to be named after somebody in the Bible, including her brother Samson. Yeah, Samson. Moments like these are why I think there's some hack writer who's scripting my entire life. No, we don't have kids, but we do want 1 or 2, maybe 3. By we, I mean Ruth. Of course, we've been praying about that a lot, and I'm really sure that little tidbit of information holds no bearing on later events. And I'm really sure that this won't be important later either. That was a lot of exposition.
So I take it you finished raking up all the leaves?
Of course. I never leave a job unfinished. Who do you think I am?
Oh, of course.
There are 2 things I should tell you about Ruth.
Are you pretending that your life is a Christian movie again?
Never mind. I'll tell you later. You want to play a quick game of chess after lunch?
I never win.
So...
If you want.
Nice. After 4 years of marriage, if you want is just as good as a yes. That's a pro tip for you. Feel free to use it. And speaking of bad segues...
Oh, please don't tell me you're going to tell the story of how we met again.
Let me tell you how I met my beautiful, loving, and kind, sweet wife. I was just a lone stranger wandering into town when I heard a cry in the distance.
Oh, dearie me! My cat is stuck up in the tree! If only some big, strong man could wrangle him down for me, why, I'd marry a fella like that.
That about did it for me. I couldn't resist helping such a cute damsel in distress. The woman looked pretty darn scared too, so I rustled up some courage and climbed up that there tree, rescued the cat, and presented it to the little lady. I tipped my hat and said, "Here you go, ma'am," and started to walk away when she called me back.
Mister, hey, mister,
happened.
But the real lesson here is that I should work on my segues.
So have you gone over to talk to the Fosters yet?
I really hate going to restaurants.
Hate is such a strong word.
I really dislike going to restaurants.
Why?
Don't you ever watch Homemade Diner?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was going to say earlier that she never gets any media references I make. Truly an uncultured soul.
So what you're saying is that you wish restaurants were more straightforward and would just cut to the chase.
Where did you get that? Were you even
Checkmate.
listening? Wow.
You know what the Fosters want?
I did not see your queen there at all.
You to go over there and apologize. I think they deserve at least that.
Let's not, but say we did.
Oh, so you want to lie?
I just think it's an unnecessary stress. I'm trying to live my best life now.
Well, Mr. Obstein, this is the real world, and you need to go talk to them.
Fine. Backstory time.
I'll be doing the dishes.
'Twas a long, long time ago, in days gone by. Seems like a dream, really. There I was, raking the leaves in the yard like I do every week, when all of a sudden my lovely wife calls out, "Winston, dear Winston, the Foster said you can borrow their leaf blower any time. Just place it back in the garage when you're done." What a thrilling prospect, I thought to myself. With a cheerio and a no more dilly-dallying, I went to the garage post-haste, found the machine that I sought, and was well on my way. Oh, the leaves fluttered into a neat little pile, and I thought about all the free time I would now have. Why, I may even visit my dear friend Duncan. Blast! The Fosters would never believe it broke on its own. Oh, this certainly had me gobsmacked. So I gingerly returned the confounded machine to its original location and scurried back to my digs, hoping none would be the wiser. That was truly the inciting incident of this story. Ever since then, the Fosters have given me dirty, judgmental looks, but they still smile and wave at my wife, so you know, that's nice. Oh, this'll be fun. Hello, Mr. Hello, Mr. Foster.
What do you want?
Well, invite him in, Kane. We have company.
Mr. Foster, do you? Get in here.
Only poorly made movies feel the need to show characters walking in the door. Couldn't this scene have started later?
Oh, sweetie, have a seat. Would you like some coffee?
Sure. Thank you.
So, Winston, how is Ruth doing?
Quite well, actually. She's up for a promotion.
Why are you here?
No need to be rude to our guest.
Well,
Is it to replace my leaf blower?
Her leaf blower broken?
Don't play dumb with me, kid. Only 2 people have used that machine. And I know I didn't break it. So it must have been you.
Does it feel like we're gonna have a Mexican standoff, or is it just me?
Who are you talking to?
I
told you, the kid's a loon.
I am sorry. We don't have company that often anymore, and Cain has forgotten his manners.
I haven't forgotten nothing. I just want him to admit that he broke my leaf blower and replace it.
You see, when trying to tell a good story, you want to enter a scene as late as possible and leave as early as possible.
The kid's got a screw loose and he's got to be...
I'd say now's a good time to test that idea out.
Wow, the writer of this film really gives you nothing to do.
No one is writing our... Did you apologize to them?
Of course. I never leave a job unfinished. I couldn't.
Because they aren't home?
Because our neighbor's name is Cain. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be Abel. Rock to the head and the whole 9 yards.
There's no need to call him names.
No, literally, his name is Cain. I'm actually kind of surprised that you're not related to him.
For God gave us not a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control.
What are you doing?
Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God.
Oh, no.
I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You shall love your neighbor as yourself, for there is
no other commandment greater than these. Wow, we really know how to use verses out of context.
Just go over there and apologize.
Only if you kiss me first.
Not until you make things right.
Don't you mean you can't kiss me because we exist in a Christian film and you're not actually my wife?
Not actually your wife?
You can't do it.
I won't do it.
It's okay. You can't do it either.
Winston, we are not in some cheesy, self-aware Christian film where you play the lead and I'm your loving, wise wife. Okay, so just go over there and apologize.
This all seems fairly cliche. At this point, I'm half expecting Mr. Foster to be an atheist who shakes his fist at God for letting his father die when he was only a kid, and I have to preach the gospel to him in order for him to be saved. But hopefully not.
Why are you back here?
When Cain killed Abel, all he had was a rock. This guy has a shotgun!
Winston, the story is on hold waiting for you to simply apologize. A longer runtime doesn't make a better film.
Aha! So you admit this is a film?
Oh, you get back over there so fast.
What do you want now, kid?
Can I give that a go?
Give it a go? No, you have no idea what you're doing.
Cain.
Here.
Throw it up.
Throw it up? Give me the gun back, kid.
Don't you mean Paul, sweetie?
Paul! Wait, what are we doing? We don't have the budget for an epic chasing ending. The music for that part alone costs more than my rent. Let's do the cliche Christian ending instead.
Winston, I have no idea what's going on.
Ruth, my dear, I need to tell you something.
What is it?
After years of anguish and blaming God for letting our daughter Faith, Hope, Grace run away when she was only 16.
What daughter? We never had a child.
She meant the world to me, to us.
Winston, why am I crying?
It's okay. I've learned a valuable lesson.
What? Listen.
I need to learn to forgive. I've been blaming God for our daughter's defiance, but I now know it isn't his fault.
What are you even talking about?
I now realize that I need to let go and let Jesus take the wheel.
Are you quoting Carrie Underwood?
Cat! This is not going to work!
What's going on?
I said back in Act 1 that you don't get any media references I make!
Winston, snap out of it. You're not in a movie!
Yeah!
Well, Winston. Did you apologize to the Fosters?
Great. We've stopped the film to learn a valuable...
Did you apologize to the Fosters?
And so what we have learned applies
Did
to...
you apologize to the Fosters?
Of course. I never leave a job unfinished.
So?
No.
This is serious, Winston. I don't know what's gotten into you lately, but if we're gonna have a kid one day, you need to learn to deal with problems and finish what you started.
You're right. I've been running from this for too long, and I don't want to be a bad example to our kids.
It's hard work, and I'm not perfect either, but we can't raise kids who avoid confrontation.
I know. You're right.
You're an amazing husband, Winston. You'll be a great father.
Tell you what. I'll go over to the Fosters and I'll apologize. I think they deserve at least that.
And?
And I'll finish raking the leaves.
I love you so much.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What? What?
Do you have something to say, kid?
I should have told you about the leaf blower from the beginning. It was an accident, and I don't actually know what happened to it.
Sounds like a lie to me.
I was working in my yard, and it started sputtering, and I have no idea what happened. I just panicked. So...
Well, that's okay, kid. You know, things like that do happen.
Yeah, I should have just faced the music sooner.
Thanks for coming around. I still expect you to replace it, though.
That is more than fair.
Hey, you think you might want to try this again? Give it another go?
That would be great, yeah.
I'll show you how this time.
Okay.
All right? Take this. Put this
like this.
Real snug up on your shoulder right there.
All right.
Yeah. And you're going to want to look down the sight, look down the barrel to the sight right there.
Okay.
And lead it. Just lead it a little bit.
Okay.
All right, ready? Yeah.
You ready?
Ready.
Paul. That was an excellent ending. Fosters and I are now friends. I learned a valuable lesson. But I wonder, what would this ending be like if things went unrealistically well? Hello?
Is this Mr. Churchill with 1L?
Yeah.
You've won the Millions and Millions sweepstakes and 2 free leaf blowers.
Wow, thanks!
Winston! Winston!
What is it, honey?
He's answered our prayers! We're having 7 kids!
7 kids?! That's a good godly number! Wow, everything really does work out at the end of a Christian film. I'm pretty sure those people kissing at the end weren't us.
Yeah, you're looking pretty tubby there.
What? No, I am not tubby. I am simply storing up some extra weight for the winter.
2 minutes? Are you kidding me?
Come away with me, come, let's go away to be on a new adventure for two. Take a road trip in a car, we'll get lost and go too far. While on the beaches we will watch the sunrise. And if we've done there's all to do, I'll just sit and stare into your loving face, graced with those beautiful eyes. I have fallen madly in love. You're the only one.
Get out of the way, you idiot!
Jalapeno burrito with cheese. Be still, my beating heart. What am I doing? I can't talk to her. She's out of my league. I'm a 6. Well, okay, a 4, but that beautiful perfection in mere human form is a 10. She clearly doesn't need me. Come on, Luke. You just gotta man up and talk to her. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk right up to her and say, "May I interest you in some perfume?"
Wait, what?
Wait, what? I meant, do you need any assistance?
Not sure if I need it anymore. Unless, of course, you're offering me a new car to replace this hunk of junk. What'd you say your name was again?
I didn't say actually, my name is Luke.
Well, hey Luke, I'm Rachel.
Rachel is the most wonderful name I have ever heard. The sound of her name to my ears is like a robin singing on a golden morning. It sounds like the breeze whispering through the Canadian pines. It touches me in a way that no name has ever touched me.
It was great meeting you. I gotta run though.
Wanna go out sometime? Not this again. Why can't I ever just be myself around women?
It's a great day, I'm feeling good. Oh, the possibilities of what I could do with the world at my fingertips. My imagination brings a smile up to my lips. Oh,
How do you measure it when it's a circle?
Have no fear. I am here.
Oh, thank goodness. Poor old me can't change a tire to save my life. I don't know what I would have done without you. Why, you're so fit.
And you are my sunshine. Be my bride?
Oh, darling, would you really marry me? I can't even change a tire.
Our families may forbid it, but alas, I do not care what they think. Our passion is too strong.
Luke, I just can't go on living in sin. We must wed. Immediately.
It would be better than continuing on with this burning desire.
I love you, Luke.
I love you too, Rachel.
Get out of the road, you idiot!
you can take it over, you can
With a blush, she blurts out, I don't know what I would have done without you. Why, you are so fit. Rachel found herself a bit startled at her own forward outburst. She listens with a tenuous delight as Luke drops to a knee and confesses with surety, You are my sunshine. Be my bride?
Wow. Who wrote this schlock? This would never occur in real life. But what would I know? True love is for the beautiful. I'm basically Cinderella.
If Cinderella could quit her pity party, then maybe I could finish my book too.
I do believe in miracles. Lindsay!
Phoebe.
Lindsay, stop that. You sound absurd.
No, I sound absurd. The most dashingly handsome man to ever walk the face of this earth just winked at me.
Which dashingly handsome man is this?
The absolutely delightful manly man that just walked past us with his dog.
And he winked at you.
You know, I hear dog owners make for the best cuddlers.
We own a dog.
Which means we already have something in common.
If he was really so interested that he winked at you, then why didn't he stop and talk to you as well? That's what I thought. No one is winking at you.
As an immediate romantic passion that she had never felt before swelled within her, she spoke the only words that could properly express her true feelings. I love you, Luke. The echo of her prince-like manner. I love you too, Rachel.
Where is my Luke?
Hello, Luke.
Goodness.
Lindsay!
Let me take a wild guess. Stop me if I'm wrong. The man who just walked by
Winked at me, yes. Without a doubt, he is the one. God wants us to be together.
Doubt it. Did you miss the woman whose hand he was holding? Or their wedding rings?
He has a ring.
Yeah, he has a ring. Phoebes, this needs to stop. When you meet the man God has for you, he'll be worth waiting for.
But Lindsay, waiting is hard. All my friends already have boyfriends.
Okay, fine. You don't have to wait.
Really?
No, go ahead. Roll the dice and marry some random guy who winks at you in the park.
Maybe I will.
Good. Have a couple kids with him, too. Then, later on, when you guys are divorced...
Why would I ever get divorced?
Because you married the first cute guy who winked at you. You'll wish you'd waited.
Well, you can't be certain it wouldn't work out.
Right? Can't be 100% certain, but if I were you, I wouldn't take this so lightly.
Why can't you let me be happy?
I do want you to be happy. I want you and the guy you marry to be happy together.
Wow, you sound like you truly care.
Besides, I don't want you bumming at my place when you're 40 because you and Mr. Wink at me in the park are having marital issues.
Now that's the Lindsay I know.
Can I go back to reading, or do you need more sisterly advice?
You will never understand me. With tenderness and passion, Luke moved a solitary wisp of hair from Rachel's brow to behind her delicate ear. Rachel's heart quivered and skipped a beat as her eyes closed as Luke leaned in to give her the kiss of which she had spent long sleepless nights dreaming about.
How was this at the Christian bookstore?
Ah, it all makes sense now. Okay, stay cool. Maybe Lindsay has a point. I should wait on God for a man. Then again, God works in mysterious ways.
Hey, did you drop this?
What just happened?
I was blinded by the light.
I can't, even right now.
This is what you meant earlier, Lindsay, when you talked about the man God intends for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, no. What I meant was it would happen sometime in the future.
This is the future, Lindsay.
This cannot possibly be the future.
Future. The time or a period of time following the moment of speaking or writing. This is the period of time following you speaking. Definition. Boom.
Phoebe, oh my word.
What?
I'm starving. You want me to make you anything? Carl.
No, that's okay.
Bad choice on your part, because I am about to make the biggest, fattest sandwich that man has ever seen.
Darlene, I have something to tell
Do
you.
we have any mayo?
Yeah, it's in the door of the fridge.
Yeah. So I was thinking about taking some piano lessons.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always wanted to, but we never could afford it. So now, with our wedding and honeymoon out of the way, wink wink.
Well, how much is that going to cost?
I've been looking around and it's about $40 a week. I don't have to take piano lessons.
No, that sounds great. It's just...
We need to go grocery shopping. The only thing left to add to my masterpiece is mustard. I didn't even know we had mustard to begin with.
And yet, it sits in our fridge.
You know, I think people buy it because they think other people like it. When in reality, no one does. That's why you never hear anyone say, we're all out of mustard.
Well, I like mustard.
You would like mustard.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Lord Jesus, you have sent me manna from heaven. Where have you been all my life?
What am I going to do with this, and how am I going to tell Darlene? I don't want to ruin her especially good mood. Over a sandwich of all things.
Lord, I am eating this sandwich to the glory of you, for you have satisfied my weary soul.
Lord, I trust you. Just please make it clear.
What you looking at? Are the Stouts watering their garden in their underwear again? What's this? Wow, that is expensive.
Yeah, I don't think we can afford...
Man, it cost a third of the price to go buy the parts and do it with Dad yesterday.
It's just so expensive. Wait, you did what?
Yesterday while you were at work, Dad and I fixed it.
I didn't know you fixed cars.
Well, you never asked.
Well, that's a major burden off my shoulders. Who knew my wife was a gearhead?
Yeah. I have big news. Are you ready?
Bigger news than fixing the car.
Yeah, sure. That's whatever. We're having a baby. Ah! Carl? Carl, wake up. Come on, Carl, wake up. Ah!
Hello, that's me. My name's Sarah. Doing what I do best, enjoying adventures from the comfort of my chair. I love reading about wild tales that grip me for hours on end, having me say, just one more page. But adventures are meant to start and end in my chair. Sarah! This is my best friend Veronica with a K. Well, she's a bit dramatic and over the top sometimes. She's been my best friend ever since she moved next door in the 1st grade.
You, me, drama club after party, right now. What do you say?
No. I don't even do shaking people's hands at church during the awkward greeting time, let alone attend parties. You know this.
Yes, it will probably be totally lame. But we can make it edgy.
Edgy?
I'm all about needing the edge in my life now. When I see a square, I just want to punch him!
Calm down. I'm the only one here. I'll go grab my keys.
I don't know what that is, but I want it. It'll add some much needed edge to my life.
What's that?
I don't know. Hey, finders keepers, squares are weepers.
Are we gonna die?
Why me?
I can't die. I'm not even 18 yet.
This kind of thing only happens in books.
I never got to do jury duty.
But people in books usually know what to do.
Or open a bank account without my parents' permission.
I'm smart. I can figure this out.
Or book a hotel in my own name.
Veronica.
Or register to vote. But then exercise my right not to.
Veronica! We need to figure out how this box works.
All I did was hit the red button.
Button! Are you serious? I literally just said we need to figure out how this box works.
Are we trespassing right now?
You're incorrigible. But don't worry, I'll fix it.
Do you think this fence is electric?
My dearest Fido. Oh, if only you were here with me still. If only you hadn't shuffled off this mortal coil. By stepping in front of that 2002 Chevrolet Impala, red in color, with the front passenger headlight broken, and a peculiar fish-like odor. Ugh. It had an out-of-date license plate. Well, that didn't work.
Of course it didn't work.
You're a square. I'm so edgy.
Veronica with a K. Gwendolyn.
You two know each other? Of course, Veronica and I were in drama club together when I was an exchange student. But what brings you all the way out here?
We found this box.
Now we're world travelers.
No. We're trying to get back home.
Home is for squares.
How does it work?
Like this!
Don't change that channel. Bamboozled will be right back. Coming soon to Wooden Films is a new side-splitting sitcom from the creators of Happy Together, Wink at Me, and Bamboozled.
Noah, isn't that your 3rd sandwich today?
Well, actually, it's my 15th.
Noah Wants a Sandwich, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Now back to Bamboozled, right here on Wooden Films.
What in the name of the Queen?
Oh, great. Now we're in the middle of nowhere.
Does this thing really take us to anywhere in the world? I guess so. But it really seems to have no rhyme or reason as to where it takes us. Well, perhaps I can be of assistance. I did minor in information technology at university, so... No, I can do it myself.
Yes! Leeches are so edgy!
Wow. Are we in Asia? Actually, Sarah, this specific type of bamboo can be located in any of the 3 islands of Papua New Guinea archipelago.
Oh, Gwendolyn, I recognize this. This bamboo grows 36 inches in a day.
That's so edgy. Indeed, it is, Veronica with a K. Bamboo releases up to 35% more oxygen than a comparable stand of hardwood trees.
You know, I read in Foliage Weekly.
Foliage Weekly, isn't that the magazine that publishes about foliage on a weekly basis?
That's the one. I read that this bamboo is stronger than steel.
Did you know that the scientific name for bamboo is Bamboozled?
Now that's edgy.
Can we please get back to what is really important? Calm down, dearie. You need to take time, stop, and smell the roses.
Or the Bamboozled.
I can be calm just as well as anyone else. But we are in the middle of Asia.
Papua New Guinea archipelago. Whatever.
Sarah, you're smart. But she's British. Let her have it.
I have no idea how being British makes you more qualified. But whatever. Have fun.
Do you actually have any idea how this works?
I haven't the foggiest.
Square!
No more. I am sick and tired of jumping around the world with no idea of how to get home. And you two making jokes about everything is not helping at all.
Darling, I hate to break it to you, but we're just as confused and terrified as you are. And sometimes you have to laugh in order to keep from crying.
Yeah. This might be a surprise, but I'm not as hardcore as I seem. I mean, I'm still pretty edgy. I listen to Toby Mag. But I kind of wish we could get home too.
So we're all freaking out and none of us knows how to get home. Great.
It's at this point that I remembered the verse I had just read that morning. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything make your requests known to God. I didn't know then that God would ask me not to be anxious while being flung around the world, but God has a sense of humor. I just thought he only laughed at the wicked.
Okay, I'm sorry for flipping out. I know I have control issues. From now on, I'll try to stay calm and listen to you guys. So any idea of how to get back?
Oh, I can see your house from here.
How did we get back to my house?
I don't know, but I thought of it, and here we are.
Veronica, are you telling me that this whole time you were thinking of trespassing, leeches, and bamboo? Bamboozled.
The point is, we're home. And home is where the heart is. But more importantly, we know how the box works. Let's go.
Noah, I made that sandwich for your little brother.
But Mom, I thought I was a solo kid.
Noah wants a sandwich every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Once upon a time, there lived an ordinary boy. His name was Conrad.
Actually, it's Conred, and I'll take over from here, narrator. Yes, my name is Conred, and I promise you it confuses me more than it does you. You see, this all started when I was 6 years...
My name is Ashley, and that's the common spelling of the name. Conred's been slacking ever since he got back from his mission trip. He's supposed to be filling out applications for college.
What are you doing? That's just my older sister. We'll ignore her for now. But this, as you may or may not know, is a phone book. It contains 76 different people named Conrad, but none Conred, which furthers my confusion as to where my name even comes from.
Conred, why is Ashley telling me you're reading the phone book?
You would think I could just ask my mother and she would tell me. But watch this. Hello, dearest mother. Do you by chance know where my name comes from?
Well, greatest son of all time, maybe if you fill it out on enough college applications, the answer will magically appear to you.
Well then, attempt 792 failed. I just never understand how, when I was younger, everyone would screw up my name. I mean, I would tell them it was Conrad with an E, but they would think it was Conrad with a silent E at the end. I actually think my dad's the one who named me, as my mom has no clue where I even came up with the name. I tried Googling Conred, and the first result I got was the National Coordination Disaster Relief of Guatemala. Which is disappointing in and of itself, not because of the National Coordination Disaster Relief for Guatemala. I'm sure they do fine work, just mainly because it didn't lend me any results. Just more questions.
You know, the more I think about it, I think Dad may have named you.
You know what? I've been suspecting the same thing.
If only he were alive to just tell you. Then maybe you would actually start filling out some college applications.
You know what we could do to solve this conundrum?
Montage?
Montage!
Yarn on this side and this side. And maybe right.
Let's get right here. Right here.
No, that.
What does it all mean?
I have no idea. Mom, where's Dad's old stuff at?
It should be in those boxes. Why?
Thanks.
Thanks doesn't really answer my question. Shouldn't you be filling out those college applications?
None of this looks like Dad's stuff.
Well, what exactly are we looking for?
Something that says the reason for my son's name.
If we find something like that, then I'll give you $5.
Found it!
Shut up! Find anything yet?
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
I never really was into the whole college thing myself. How is an 18-year-old kid supposed to know what to do with his life at this age? If it were up to me, I would join the Peace Corps. But I know my parents really want me to get that degree. If only. If only.
Holy calzaroni! Guess what I just found out?
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Cut out the cheesy humor. Turns out Dad didn't even want to go to college.
Oh, really?
Yep, he didn't think there was much of a point in going to college if you're not really sure what you're going to be doing with your life.
Sounds just like him.
Did you know that he wanted to join the Peace Corps? But then again, that requires working for the government, so...
And your point is?
I'm thinking about doing missionary work, or whatever I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, that's all right by me, as long as you're not spending your life in the garage goofing off.
Why are you putting that up? Did you finally find out what your name means?
It doesn't really matter what my name means, as no one else has it, which gives me the pleasure and burden of defining it. From now on, I'll be Conred the missionary. Or whatever God calls me to be.
Water. Water is everywhere. 71% of the earth is covered in water. 1% of that is drinkable. Adult bodies consist of 60% water, and a child's body is 75% water. In America, clean water is accessible to everyone, everywhere. Having clean drinking water is essential to life. That isn't the case for 1/3 of the world's population. It is estimated that 2 billion people drink water with feces in it every day, which results in 485,000 deaths each year due to unclean water. The country of Peru is currently experiencing a water crisis. 45% of their rural population lacks any access to safe water. For the rest who do have running water, it still needs to be boiled for several minutes before it is safe to consume. Churches. Churches are everywhere in America. As a nation, America is approximately 40% Christian. Peru is 17% Christian. Christian churches are a rarity, especially in rural communities. That is why Life Church Knoxville partnered with Libertad Verdadera Iglesia, a local church in Tarapoto, Peru, to bring the word of Jesus and clean water to these remote communities. These supplies included rice, brown sugar, vitamins, and fresh water through water filtration systems. Because of these supplies and clean water, the local Peruvian church now has the opportunity to continue the relationship with the end goal of establishing Christian churches in these villages. As important as clean water is, nothing is more important than spreading the gospel of Jesus. Even the water filtration systems that will last for 10 years are temporary. In the book of John, Jesus is speaking to a woman who is drawing water from a well. He sees her thirst, both physical and spiritual, and offers her the thing she needs most. Jesus said to her, "Everyone who drinks of this water will be thirsty again. But whoever drinks of the water that I will give him will never be thirsty again. The water that I will give him will become in him a spring of water welling up to eternal life." The water that Jesus is offering is eternal life. The water of eternal life satisfies something much deeper than our physical thirst. It washes us clean of our past, quenches our deepest longings, and provides refreshing joy. This eternal life is only available once we surrender ourselves to Him.
Señor Jesús, en esta mañana vengo ante ti reconociendo que tú has muerto en la cruz por mí y mis pecados. Perdóname todos mis pecados. Yo te abro las puertas de mi corazón y te recibo como mi Señor y Salvador personal de mi vida. Yo confieso con mi boca que Jesús es el Señor y creo en mi corazón que Dios te levantó de entre los muertos. Por esta palabra que he confesado, declaro que soy salvo. Gracias, Jesús, por ser mi Señor. Amén. Denle un fuerte aplauso a Jesús.
My name is Joyce McClellan, and I work at the Children's Center of Knoxville. Well, I was a single parent. I had 3 children. They're all grown now. I worked for 10 years at a child care center, and then I got employed by the Children's Center of Knoxville for 41 years now. My center where I worked was going out of business, and so we offered some of the equipment to the Children's Center, which at the time was the Knoxville Early Childhood Development Center. And so the director of that center came in, and they gave him a bunch of equipment, and I asked him what they're hiring. And she said, come and fill out an application. Well, the first day that I came to CCK, it was sort of a shock to me because I was used to taking care of children that could talk and tell you what they want. The first couple of months I worked at CCK, I worked with toddlers, and those children were dumping milk on the floor and knocking milk over and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, do I really want to do this? For personal reasons, I got moved to the infants, and I've been there ever since, and I love it. I wouldn't want to trade it for nothing. I'm the oldest employer and the longest employer. I work with 6 weeks to 1-year-old children. Well, the Children's Center to me is more than just a job. It's like a family. We have different stories. We have different backgrounds and different cultures and stuff like that. But we're more than just co-workers. We're more like a family. When one hurts, when we all hurt. We and even down to the parents. What I love about CCK and my job is that I love to communicate with the parents. I love talking to them. I love taking care of their children. And, when they first come into this Children's Center, they don't know you. They don't know anything about you. And they trust their babies into your hands. So you want to make them feel comfortable. And you have to communicate with them and show them the way, hey, I'm going to take care of your child the best that I'm able to. And I always try my best to make them, feel comfortable, make them feel like that, that I'm going to take care of your child. And by the time they leave our room, we're almost a year old, we're sort of like pals because, they can talk to us anytime, not just, about anything. And a lot of these kids are so unique. They're all different, but they have unique ways and things. And so you learn their ways and learn that, if somebody's crying down the hall, you can say, well, hey, that may be so-and-so crying because you know their voice. And you learn who that person is. And you try not to get too attached to one particular child, but sometimes you do. You do. Some adults now that I had when they were babies, that they're bringing their children back to CCK. I have gotten some of the nicest, sweetest notes from parents and stuff. And, like I said, we just had a family that graduated from the Children's Center. I took care of her when she was a baby. She had 3 children to go through the Children's Center, and her last one just graduated to go off to kindergarten. I have no desire. I would really be lost if I didn't come to CCK every day, because CCK has been my life, and I would really be lost when the day comes and I can't come to CCK. But I do know that what I have done, I'm very happy, and I guess this is what the Lord intended for me to do. God's been good to me. That's all I can say. He's been good to me and my family. And not only my family, but the people that I feel like I've touched so many lives in the 40 years I've been here. 41 years I've been here. And not only there, but even when I worked at another daycare for 10 years, I feel like I've touched so many lives. And so that's must have been what He wanted for me to do. It must have been my calling, because I really have been blessed. I wouldn't have it any other way.